This is the TNA Emergence 2024 full show results video, which takes place in Louisville, Kentucky. The show begins with a match between Frankie Kazarian versus Kushida. Kushida hooked an armbar on the floor, and Kazarian tapped out until the referee broke the hold. Since the action was outside the ring, the submission didn't count. Upon re-entry to the ring, Kazarian kicked the ropes up into Kushida's groin, and Kazarian plotted that cheat by messing up the apron on purpose. As the referee pulled the apron back into place for safety reasons, Kazarian struck low behind the referee's back. And that cheap tactic directly led to the fade to black piledriver and defeated Kushida by pinfall. ABC demanded a fight with First Class, and they were okay with putting the tag titles on the line. Rich Swann was unable to compete, so AJ Francis brought in KC Navarro as his partner. Then we saw a match between PCO versus Cardona's mystery partner for the TNA Digital Media Championship and International Heavyweight Championship. Cardona wasn't even there, but the reveal was the Indian Lion Shera. After back-and-forth action, PCO delivered a head splash on Shera's chest on the apron, and then delivered PCO salt and retained the TNA Digital Media Championship and International Heavyweight Championship, and Steph DeLander was proud of her husband. Then we saw an Ultimate X match between Zachary Wentz versus Mike Bailey versus Alexander Hammerstone versus Jason Hotch versus Riley Osborne versus Laredo Kid for the TNA X Division Championship. The finish came down to Bailey and Wentz on the X rope scrambling for the prize. They battled for hand position, and Wentz knocked Bailey down to the mat, and then Wentz unhooked the title belt to claim victory and become the new TNA X Division Champion. We then head to the back, where Gia Miller is interviewing Josh Alexander as he prepares to challenge TNA World Champion Nic Nemeth in a 1-hour Iron Man match. Alexander says he promises to leave Emergence with the TNA World Championship and embarrass Nic Nemeth tonight. The next match happened between Steve Macklin versus Eric Young, and the result of this match was Steve Macklin defeated Eric Young by pinfall when Young went for a second piledriver at the urging of the crowd. Macklin countered for a jackknife pin to steal the win, and post-match, Young offered a handshake of respect. Then Gia Miller is interviewing TNA World Champion Nic Nemeth, and Nemeth says everything he has done in the past is the past. Nemeth then says he is all about representing TNA now, and then says he knows Josh Alexander has been in an Iron Man match, but he's still coming out on top tonight no matter what. Nemeth then says it is time for him to hold the title high. The next match happened between Jordynne Grace, Jody Threat, and Dani Luna versus Ash by Elegance, Alisha Edwards, and Masha Slamovich. During the match, Alisha appeared to get knocked out for real when receiving a dive on the floor, and medical staff carried her to the back. In the end, Ash missed a swanton, and then Jody Threat capitalized for an F5 to get the victory for her team. The next match happened between Ace Austin and Chris Bay versus AJ Francis and KC Navarro for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. During the fisticuffs, Navarro tagged himself in, but Ace knocked him off the apron, and Francis was unaware of the tag and chokeslammed Bay. When Top Dollar made the cover, the referee informed him that he was an illegal man. Ace struck amidst the confusion for the fold on Francis, and Navarro hit sliced bread on Ace. In the end, Chris Bay rolled KC Navarro to get the pinfall victory, and ABC retained the TNA World Tag Team Championship. The next match happened between Moose, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and Johnny Dango Curtis versus Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Joe Hendry, and Mike Santana. Matt connected on a twist of fate to Edwards. 1-2, Moose pulled Matt off the pin out of the ring. Matt responded with a twist of fate on the floor, but the referee was out of position and missed Edwards' kick Matt in the gonads. In the end, Moose, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and Johnny Dango won the match when Eddie Edwards delivered a Boston knee party to Matt Hardy to get the pinfall victory for his team. In the main event of the show, we saw a 60-minute Iron Man match between Nic Nemeth versus Josh Alexander for the TNA World Championship. Nemeth scored a 2-0 lead halfway through, and Alexander evened the score on 2 pinfalls from consecutive C4 spike piledrivers with 15 minutes left. High drama down the stretch, and Nemeth hit the danger zone with under 1 minute remaining. Instead of a pin, he executed a C4 spike piledriver of his own on Alexander. The score was 3-2 with 22 seconds to go, and Alexander couldn't rise to his feet as time ran out. Nic Nemeth defeated Josh Alexander to retain the TNA World Championship. Nemeth's celebration was interrupted by JBL, and John Bradshaw Layfield entered the ring and whispered to Nemeth. The world champ nodded his head in agreement. JBL exited, and the show goes off the air. I'm very curious to see what could be the role of JBL in TNA. Are you excited to see his role in TNA? Let me know in the comments section, and thanks for watching the video.